that's happening at this very moment. But it also allows us to go into the future, to wonder about, what if I did this, or what if I did the other? And we can play out these scenarios in the safety of our mind instead of the physical world, where the wrong choice might lead us to break our limbs or really get hurt.
Considering consequences becomes so second nature that adults may forget it's a skill that has to be learned.
It's a critical part of the networks for things like long-range planning, for judgment, for controlling impulses, for organizing and for strategizing. And it's not that the teen brains can't do these things, it's just that it's not as good as it's going to get.
To many parents, it can seem like a long journey, but the destination is worth it. The most powerful brain in the known universe.
Holy mackerel, where did you do that?
The adolescent's job is to integrate this rational, time-traveling prefrontal cortex into the decision-making centers of the older limbic brain. This isn't easy. The limbic brain is emotional and impulsive.
Well, both systems are developing over time. The limbic system actually goes a little bit quicker in the adolescent years, and the cortical system catches up in later adolescence. So that's why we have this phenomenon in adolescence of an increased drive, emotionality, and later on, the more complex cognitive break on that emotionality occurs, and that happens for everybody.
Inside the brain, a furious rewiring project is underway. The prefrontal cortex builds more and stronger connections with the limbic brain, bringing rational messages and toning down limbic impulsiveness. These new connections are incomparably more efficient than the scattered connections of the child's brain.
3,000-fold increase in how fast information can be moved around in the brain.
Meanwhile, thousands more high-speed connections form between areas within the prefrontal cortex as we begin to make sense of the world around us.
So it's like going from a town that has dirt roads linking the different parts to superhighways.
We can see results in athletes, even in the early teens, as the child's impulse just to kick the ball toward the other goal is mediated by practice into a considered strategy that brings theory and experience into play. But the unique characteristic of the human brain, the real secret weapon of the teenage mind, is who's designing it. The architect of this highway system is none other than the teen herself.
This pathway, this traffic that occurs then on these highways, depends on what parts are being used.
As teenagers, every move we make, every decision, every experience leaves its mark on our brain. Our skills are not passed on through our genes like a cat's or a bird's, but acquired from our actions in the world. Instead of springing from the brain, our skills are etched onto it in a pattern that is different for each of us, custom designed to meet the world as each of us sees it.
What we have are brains which are basically hardwired to be successful. They're hardwired to be able to adapt to life and the circumstances of life.